What's up guys, it's Cameron and I'm gonna go over some actual results I've got over the last 2 days for my sales and TikTok shops. For those of you who've been in the paid VIP group, you've been seeing me post a lot of pictures, talk about this. I've talked about it a little bit in the regular group, but the questions have kind of gotten a little bit demanding, so I'm kind of moving priority over to the VIP group and YouTube comments. So I'm just gonna dive in now. We're in the computer. And I started posting last month sometime, like about a month ago, I posted one product. This isn't from that product, but I'm just giving you a span of how fast things kind of turned around. So I posted one product, and in my previous video, it was like one product, one listing or something, like 3 sales. I don't remember what the video was, but you guys kind of liked that video because it was very simple, I think. Things evolved from then. Once I figured out how to get Foxlister attached to my TikTok shop, and this is not a video about them, but there is a link in the description if you want to check that out. Once I was able to do that and overcome listing one product at a time, I connected Foxlister to my TikTok shop, and then I was able to bulk upload. And I didn't change anything on any listings. I just made sure there was 50 of stuff. I found an Amazon page of stuff I liked and bulk uploaded 2 full Amazon pages of things. So I uploaded like 150 products very quickly. Took about 15 minutes, and most of that was me just trying to think about what I wanted to list. Other than that, it's pretty instant when it comes to using a software rather than manually listing everything. So once I got those products uploaded, one thing I've noticed that's pretty consistent is that it takes, with my little experience so far, it takes like 2 or 3 days for you to start noticing if something's gonna sell. It takes a little bit of time to get some traction on it. And I had a product get some traction, and you can see here this revenue of $2,245. That's just revenue in the last 7 days. And I'll dive into the metrics in here, but most of that's from the last 2 days. Today's the 12th. And yesterday was the 11th, and I didn't really sell much yesterday because I was so worried about my Amazon account getting shut down from fulfilling orders that I raised the price so high that I forced the sales to kind of diminish on purpose. My logic behind that is that I didn't want to lose my Amazon account and then ruin the whole game for me. So, because I've lost my Amazon account before when I had a product taking off. And it sucks because if your Amazon account gets lost and you're still waiting for tracking numbers, they auto cancel all of those orders that haven't shipped yet. So I really didn't want that to happen this go around. Learned my lesson from Facebook a long time ago. So I've purposely throttled my sales in order to let me get those shipping and tracking numbers through so that if it did happen, at least I didn't lose out on all the sales that I had already made. So now, because I have time, I'm making this video today because the last 2 days I really haven't had time to do anything but fulfill orders. I have orders, I've got multiple screenshots in my phone of just constant order notifications, which I am grateful for. But it's a double-edged sword because it's taken so much time. You'll go fulfill orders manually because I don't have a VA working for me right now or anything. And I'll spend 2 hours just fulfilling orders from the last session, in between the last session of me fulfilling orders previously. So, and then when you get done with order fulfillment, you now have a batch of tracking numbers you have emails for. So now you've got to go in and spend a bunch of time putting in tracking numbers, most of which aren't real tracking numbers. So now I have to go into TrackTaco, generate tracking numbers, get those as close as I can to the right specs. And then that's like its own extra time. And I've got to do that 50 times. It's time consuming for sure. Worth it because of the numbers I'm seeing, but very time consuming to do alone. But let's dive in and go into my analytics a little bit so you can see that. All right, so you can see this gross merchandise value of $1,812. It's 89 SKUs so far, and that's over the last 7 days. Now you're like, okay, well, wasn't the number like 2,200 a minute ago? Yeah, if I were to back this up to the last 25 or 28 days, you'll see here's my giant spike. Okay. So when I started ordering or listing on November 14th, it was one product. I was starting to get, you can see right here, $29 one day, bunch of $0 days. And then I had a few days that made some sales. I was kind of like, oh, okay, that's cool. Back then is when I made my last video, and I was shipping things to me and then shipping things out because I hadn't figured out setting up my own shipping yet where I could just enter tracking numbers. I thought it was forcing me to buy shipping labels just because it was just pure me starting, not knowing the difference, not really doing much research. I wanted to figure it out myself. Talked to a friend of mine and he was just like, no, dude, you can set that up, no problem. So I set that up, deleted the product that I was selling on accident, and then obviously it never gained traction again. Once my bulk uploading started about here, started getting a sale on the second manual listing that I ever did. Got a few sales, and then let's dive into the last 7 days now to make this graph a little easier to look at. So starting on December 5th, I had an $89 day on December 6th, you can see here. The next day I had a $36 day. The next day I had an $84 day, I was stoked about that. And then the next day I had a $561 day out of nowhere. It was just order coming in. I was like, yes, dude, this is great. The next day, I had a $1,000 day. My first $1,000 day probably ever, dropshipping, honestly, which was 2 days ago on December 10th. At the end of this day, I had a product that cost me $8.99 to buy, it was $7.99 to purchase, I believe. Then after all my orders from this day on the $561 day, when I went to go fulfill orders the next day, they had raised the price $2. So I was losing $2 per sale in profit. So after this, I had so many orders, like I couldn't even relax at home. Like in my downtime when I would normally fulfill orders, it was taking up all my extra time. And maybe I'm just a baby, but you can see up here, my sales were up 7,466%. My orders were up over 10,000% because basically I was getting no orders. All that. So I changed the price people were buying my product. It was like originally like $16 or $17. I changed it to $25 because I was like, I need these sales to go. Again, I was worried about my Amazon account getting shut down because last I checked, it says that I bought my product like, you've purchased this 86 times, or maybe it's even more now. And then I was looking for other things and I'm like, okay, I need to open up another Amazon account. But in order for me to think about all of this, I needed it to stop because I couldn't think or plan anything else. I was just like, I need to get these shipping numbers out, especially before Christmas, because if you've done this and you had a product take off before, you'll notice if you fulfill a bunch of orders, one, the price of the item goes up usually the next day because that seller has noticed that there's a demand on that product. So they're like, okay, I'm gonna up the price just like I did to maximize profit. But for me, like again, I did it to kind of turn off the valve for a second so I could breathe. Then also the tracking dates keep getting pushed back because I don't know how much stock they have. I'm just hoping that I don't have 50 more orders I need to fulfill and then I get 10 in and it starts saying there's 10 left in stock, because then I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to have to find another listing, buy it from that, probably less profit, all of that. So after I turned my profit or the listing all the way up to $25, which I was just like, nobody's going to buy this. It's a dumb product that's not worth $25. I guarantee you. People kept buying it. A lot slower, but people kept buying it. So yesterday, when I was really just kind of not wanting to get any orders, I had a $462 day. So like half of the day previous at way more profit. So I went from like 36 to 46% profit to 50 to 60% profit the next day. So it really, like, I got less orders, but only half the amount, which was really nice. And again, that's very intentional. If I just would have left it, I imagine this would be probably a $2,000 day. But I don't want to see what would have happened to my Amazon account if I did that. So again, once I got Foxlister, which was previously FBM Fox, tied to my account, my stuff took off and I didn't even edit any titles. I didn't like go in and change the description. I literally bulk uploaded, let something organically happen, didn't change anything. And this is what I'm talking about over the years where I'm like, yo, FBM Fox is the way to go. Because look what happened. So I'll be answering more questions on this. Some of you have very specific shipping questions, Amazon account questions. I'll be entertaining those in the VIP group for those of you who have joined and who want to join. It's $10 a month. With this, I'm hoping with the advice that you get, one sale takes care of your monthly payment to that group, I think it's well worth the monthly payment. Go ahead and join the VIP group. I'll have the link down in the description. Get FBM Fox because, I mean, profit-wise, I've already made like $1,000 just basically in 2 days. This was all in 2 days, most of it. I guess 3 days if you count yesterday. So, I mean, my goal was like, oh man, wouldn't it be cool to get $100 a day? That's $3,000 a month. If I made $100 in profit a day, $3,000 in my pocket at the end of the month. Much more in these 3 days alone. Like, I'm already a third of the way to that goal in 3 days. So my goal is to not only with you guys, but myself, figure out how to maintain this in a realistic way. Maybe kind of dampen sales down to a manageable level so we have kind of a work-life balance going on, but reach that $100 a day, if not more, so that you can kind of change your life and like pay for something or pay off something, whatever you want to do. I don't care what you do with your money, but that's my goal. So if you want to join me on that journey and that goal, join me in the VIP group where I'll talk one-on-one with people. People who message me from that group, like personally, you like message me on Facebook. I'll do voice messages with you. I'll talk one-on-one with you. So hop in there. Thanks so much for watching. Get FBM Fox, and I'll see you next time.